Y'all, as you can tell, I'm tired, bruh. I'm tired. You need some tissue? Okay, wait a minute. You want that hard tissue? You want that hard tissue? Stand up and get it, Cam. Huh? Yeah. So, y'all, we getting discharged from the doctor. We been here since Friday. But let me tell y'all about my week. So, let me tell y'all, I'm really growing up because, y'all, Kay had surgery Monday. She had oral surgery. So, her oral surgery was supposed to be at 8. While we get there, and the nurse at the assistant at the front desk was like, "Oh, we canceled your appointment." She said, "Oh, we canceled your appointment because we couldn't confirm it Friday." So any other time I would have went left. I would have been talking reckless, y'all. I'm talking about reckless. Like I would have been so mad. I ain't gonna lie. I was pissed off. I ain't gonna even hold you. I was pissed off. I was mad. So the lady, she was like, yeah, we canceled your appointment because we couldn't verify it Friday. From my understanding, them like when they make you them calls, well, this is what I thought, but I learned the lesson that day. I thought that when they make calls to you verifying your appointment, it's just like a courtesy call. But I learned it's not a courtesy call. Some hospitals, they want you to verify. They want you to verify. They want you to confirm your appointment. So she was like, we can still, she went to the back and then she came back. She was like, we can still see you, but we don't know what time it's going to be. Y'all, I automatically knew that meant that Kay was going to get pushed back to the last person on the list or whatever. So we just sitting there. Patients coming in, patients going out. Just, regular, regular. So then it was another lady that came in. She said her appointment was for 9. Her son appointment was for 9. So she came in. So by 11 o'clock, they still hadn't called her son to the back. She pissed off. That usually be me, but I'm learning to be more patient and give people more grace and stuff like that. So she went up there. She asked what was taking so long. Then they fed her some bullshit. I ain't gonna even hold y'all. They fed her some bullshit. Then she come back. She sit down. She was like, I'm finna go sit in the car. So she left her son in there and she went sit in the car. And then about 20 minutes later, she came back in and she was like, she said, they still ain't called you? He was like, no, or whatever. So she sat down for a few more minutes, then she went back up to the front. She asked them something else. And they just fed her some more bullshit. So then she came, sat down. She was like, my baby appointment was for 9. I was like, oh, my baby appointment was for 8, but they canceled it and told me that I had to wait or whatever. She was like, they could have gave me your baby appointment. I was like, seriously? I was like, but I don't know who they gave the appointment to. Like, they should have gave to the next available person or whatever. But, yeah. And so then I'm just still sitting there. My baby ain't get seen until 1 o'clock. We had been there since 7:45, y'all. And I usually be cut up by then. But I was cooling though, like I was chilling. I guess because I hadn't took my little happy pill, so I was just cooling or whatever. So 1 o'clock rolled around, they called my baby name, and there was another girl that came in. I seen her when she checked in and everything. When they called my baby name, she was like, how long is it gonna be? Cause we been here. I looked at her like, girl, I seen you when you checked in. We been here way longer than you. She had just got there like at 12. And it was like 1 o'clock when they called my baby. Girl, I want to tell her, girl, if you don't go sit down somewhere. Oh, my baby is a crybaby. But she talkative. So Monday, they be in they be high off their medicine or whatever. So I kept on asking her. I was like, you okay? You okay? You want some medicine? And she'll be like, no, she good. For one, she don't like to take medicine. So that's one thing. So then come Tuesday, the next day, I wake her up for school. And I'm like, go brush your teeth. She go in the bathroom, but she didn't brush her teeth. She was doing something in her face, but she didn't brush her teeth. So I'm like, okay, go brush your teeth. So she go back and this time she brushed her teeth. But I guess this time when she brushed her teeth, it made her teeth hurt or whatever. So then she come out and I was like, go get dressed. So she tried to go get dressed. But she came back like about 20 minutes later talking about it ain't work. So she came back and she was like, she couldn't get dressed or whatever. She couldn't get dressed. And she was like, she don't want to go to school. I was like, okay, cool, go lay down. Because you did have surgery yesterday. The antibiotics, the anesthesia and stuff like that still in your system. So just go lay down. So it was Tuesday. Tuesdays is gymnastic day. That's the day Kai go gymnastics. So I go pick Kai up from school. I had SK before I left. Earlier. I was like, "Hey, you going with me or you going with Granny?" Cause she was like she was going with me. So I went and picked up Kaya, and then I came back home so Kaya can get dressed for gymnastics or whatever, and then Kay was still just laying down like she was just out of it, and she started. I noticing that she was holding her spit, so she was holding her spit or whatever. So I'm like, Kay, you holding your spit? And she was like, she at first she had lied, and then I was like, Kay, go speak, cause it had made me so mad. So then she was just holding her spit, y'all. She was just holding her spit, like, and she wouldn't talk. She wouldn't talk. So and then I was trying to make sure that she stayed hydrated and eating stuff. So y'all, why? I say, Kay, you ate? She was like, yeah, but she did. She wasn't talking, y'all. She said this through her talking, like through her, she was mumbling. And I was like, what you ate? She was like, noodles. And then my brother was like, nah, she ain't eat no noodles because I ate the noodles. And so I had ended up calling my mama. I was like, Mama, did Kay eat? She was like, no, she had me fix them noodles and she didn't even eat them. Talking about she can't eat hot stuff. But that was the first day she couldn't eat hot stuff, then not the second day. So she didn't eat the noodles. She wasn't drinking. She wasn't doing them. So the next day, it was the same thing. She ended up not going to school. Same thing going on. So I'm like, man. So now I'm still asking her what's wrong. So she finally said her throat was hurt. So at first I didn't know that she had a tube. She had got a tube down her throat. I thought they had just did sedation and did it through her nose or whatever. But the whole time she had got a tube down her throat. So that's why her throat was hurting. But we ended up I kept asking her, like she would not take no medicine, and the only medicine she like to take is like a pill, but she couldn't take a pill because her teeth were hurting, because the pills that she do it be chewable or whatever. So my sister had ended up giving us some dissolvable medicine. She wouldn't even take that. Like it was just sitting on top of her tongue, like it wasn't even dissolving, y'all. So that was it. So then we ended up going to no, we didn't go nowhere. So that was Wednesday. Thursday, we kept on saying, you don't eat, you gonna have to go to the ER and stuff, and you gonna have to go get a shot and stuff like that. She didn't care. And if y'all know my baby, she real dramatic. Her anxiety is real bad. Like, it's just, she ain't finna just say okay to no shot. She wanted to go get a shot. She didn't want to take no medicine. She didn't want to do nothing. So she wasn't eating. So then, we did try to get some medicine in her, and we was trying to ask her to eat and stuff, and it was like coming back up. It was every time she ate, or if she drunk some, it'll stay down for a while, but then it'll come back up. Y'all, it's Friday. My baby had 8 hour week. Like, if y'all know Kay, she gonna eat. She gonna eat, she gonna drink, she gonna snack. We had to have food stamp day and everything. She hadn't snacked on nothing. Like, she loves steak and potatoes. She ain't ate that or none of that. Like, she loved hot wings. She ain't had no hot wings and then, like, she just sitting there quiet. So then Friday, it was Cam surgery day. So I was like, man, I'm just gonna have to. My mama had ended up talked to my sister, and my sister was like, Kate still ain't going to school type. And she was like, she need to go to the emergency room. So then I had already said the next day, the day before, I was like, if Kate still with it, tomorrow we gonna have to go to the emergency room when Cam go have surgery. So boom, I ended up talking to that granny, and that granny was like, yeah, she need to go to the emergency room if she ain't ate and she throwing up and stuff like that. So I ended up going to the emergency room, and it was just so much going on in the emergency room. Well, first I checked Cam in to surgery or whatever, and then I had my mama stay with him, and then I went to the ER with Kay. Y'all, when I say it was so much going on in that ER, I was to say they did get her to drink the Gatorade, and they had gave her some Zofran. Y'all know they missed it. That don't make you not that help with nausea. So yeah, they gave her that, and it's supposed to dissolve, y'all. They usually put it up under your tongue, but Kay would not open her mouth, y'all. And this when I found out that her teeth was hurt. The whole time her teeth was hurting and her mouth, her throat was hurting and her teeth was hurting too. This when I found out that it was hurting or whatever, because we had went to the emergency room and she had told them, but she had never told me. And then the ER lady, she made her take some medicine. She got her to take the medicine or whatever. So, yeah. We at the ER. We checked in at 11. After 2 hours, baby, I was ready to go because they had a little boy that was 10 years old, handcuffs. The little boy was in handcuffs and he was trying to run from the police. He hadn't already ran from the police. That's why he was in handcuffs, because he had to run from the police. And he was trying to run from the police, girl. Y'all, the little boy in the doggone hospital, 10 years old, trying to step over his handcuffs to get out of the handcuffs, y'all. And the police tell him, you better stop, you're gonna hurt yourself. That little boy was trying to run. He was like, I wanna go. And then his mama had came, and she had like 3 or 4 people with her, and they all went and talked to him. Like, they had to end up locking him in the triage room so he wouldn't run away or whatever. And he was screaming in the triage room, y'all. I'm talking about screaming, talking about, I'm ready to go. I want to go home. And then it was a little baby. She looked like she was about 3 years old, and they were just screaming, y'all. When I say she was screaming, in my next clip, I'm going to add the sound. She was just screaming, y'all. And I was like, oh, my God. Y'all, the baby was screaming so bad. I know she had I know for a fact that baby had a ear infection. Like, you know how you can just tell a baby got an ear infection? Yeah, I just know that baby had an ear infection. But me and Kate ended up leaving because it was Cam, you gotta do the thing. You gotta blow in it. Huh? You gotta blow in it. Huh? You gotta blow in it. Blow in the thingy. Huh? You gotta blow in the thing. My bad, y'all. 10 times. So, it hurt. Your chest hurt when you blow? Huh? So the little baby was hollering. So y'all, the baby was hollering so bad to the baby mama, the little girl mama started crying with her. And then somebody finally came over to her and was like, took her to the urgent care, because the urgent care was like next door. And y'all, that's when I learned that it's a difference between the urgent care and the ER. So if you're not bleeding or you got a broken bone or nothing like that, they don't want to see you in the ER. It's best for you to go to the urgent care. Otherwise, you're going to sit until they have available room and everybody that come in after you, if they bleed or can't breathe and stuff like that, they going to see them first. And yeah, so we ended up leaving the ER because I just was like, nah, I ain't finna sit up there. Because when I went to the front desk to see, like, I was like, how much longer it's gonna be. The lady said it's still gonna be a while. So yeah, y'all know I was like, oh yeah, I'm finna go. She was like, well, do you want me to put you on the urgent care list? I was like, no ma'am. I said because my son is in surgery, and I said I'm just gonna go back over there. They did give her some medicine. And I knew she was just in pain from her mouth. But if she would have told me a few days ago, I would have just took her I would have just took her back to the dentist. But yeah, so then we ended up going. So then I ended up going back to go wait for Kim to come out of the surgery. So then he was in surgery for like an hour. I say maybe 30 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes or so. So y'all, the doctor ended up coming back and telling me, cause she was done with the surgery, and she had ended up showing me pictures of the inside of Cam or whatever. And she was like, I was about to do this too, but it was just too much. So yeah, we'll be back in surgery in a couple of months because we got to get back on together. And so this was his first surgery, and so I ended up going to the recovery where he was, and when we was in recovery, they was like, they had him patched up and stuff. They had his nose, and then they had him on oxygen. Cam is my firstborn. He when he was 14 days old, he was born with he had meningitis, and he was diagnosed with asthma at that age, asthma bronchitis, all at that age. So at that age, he was diagnosed with all that, and he used to have real bad breathing problems. So he ended up on oxygen, and so we was in recovery, and they was explaining everything to me or whatever, and the oxygen and all that there, and he couldn't, like, if the oxygen was off, his oxygen rate would drop. So they ended up putting him in ICU. So we went to ICU because he had to get his mouth suctioned out. Because almost every time he coughed, he was coughing up blood. Y'all, my kid's dad passed a year ago in 7 months. On the 21st, it'll be 7 months. And when I say when my son looked just like his dad, like he's spitting images of his dad. So when he coughed up that blood, y'all, he looked just like his dad. And I just had to step back. And the nurse was like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Yes, ma'am." And I had to like gain my composure because I just couldn't believe how much my son looked like this man. Anyway, so we ended up going to ICU or whatever, and he was only supposed to spend one night in the hospital, y'all. But it was just depending on how he was breathing and stuff, and how they wanted to watch him overnight. So Saturday came, and early that morning they was like they wanted to watch him still because his oxygen still wasn't staying up, y'all. So yeah, I knew it. I had prepared myself. I had prepared myself to stay another night before they even told us to stay another night. So yeah, I had called my mama because my girls had a doctor's appointment. I mean, had a hair appointment. So I called my mom. I was like, "Hey, I need you to come sit with Cam while I take the girls to their hair appointment." And I did that because Kaislyn is a crybaby, and ain't nobody know Cam. Kaislyn is a crybaby. Ain't nobody know. Caitlin is a crybaby, y'all. So, she cried with everything. She cried with her hair. She cried at the doctor. Just everything. She's a crybaby. But I wouldn't just say she a crybaby. It's just that her anxiety be messing with her. So I pretty much do everything with my kids, and I do everything with Caitlin because of her anxiety. Anyways, I took them to the doctor. I'm not the doctor. I'm so sorry. I took them to get their hair did, and their hair day video is up. So if y'all want to see how their hair came out, y'all can see in videos prior to the. So this was Saturday, y'all. So I took them to get their hair did, and then as I'm on my way back to the hospital, mama texted me and she was like, "I don't think he going home today." I said, "Oh, I had already prepared myself to stay another night," because she was saying that he was complaining about his chest, and then when they ended up doing an EKG, y'all, and he had a clot in his chest to where he had to cough it up or whatever in order for him to leave or whatever. So they want to watch him again because of all that. So that was Saturday. That was my Saturday. So then Sunday we came home finally, and then Caitlin still was on her kick. No, Y'all, I had to force her to take some medicine. I had to give her some nauseous medicine so she wouldn't throw up. Like, cause she hadn't already missed a week, y'all. I couldn't have her miss another week or another day. So I sent her to school today. And y'all, when I sent her to school, today was polka dot day. Uh, National Polka Dot Day. I'm gonna put a picture of them at the end of this. Today was National Polka Dot Day, and I talked to her teacher today. She was like she wasn't her normal. She wasn't talking her normal self, but she did eat, y'all. This girl ain't ate in a week. She ate and she was drinking. So why you go to school and eat and drink? So yeah, I had messaged her teacher. I was like, hey, you need me to come get Case and I'll come get her or whatever because I know she hasn't been herself. She was like, yeah, she hasn't been herself today. She was like, she's been quiet. And if you know Case, then she gonna talk. She gonna ask questions. She gonna do whatever. Then she got her hair did this weekend. She be ready for people to tell her how cute her hair is. And again, today was National Polka Dot Day. So her and her little sister had wore matching outfits today to school. So she was ready to say thank you to everybody that told her how cute she was or whatever. So I asked her teacher, I was like, she was like, she's eating and she's drinking, she's just not talking. So she still was holding her speed, but she just wasn't talking or interacting. So she going to the dentist tomorrow, so we can see what's going on with it. But here's their picture at the end of the video. So yeah, that was my weekend, my week, y'all.